Welcome back to the channel. I'm Martina Parker, and this video, even though it's supposed to be vlogmas and everything is supposed to be fun and exciting, this one is pretty serious. I want to talk to you all about how to deal with death around the holidays. Everyone in the world at some period and point of time will experience loss. It'll be the loss of a parent, a sibling, a child, a spouse, a friend. But we'll experience that loss, and the ultimate loss is death. I have experienced that ultimate loss. I've lost both of my parents, and it changed the tone of every holiday. It changed the tone of every relationship between us siblings, and it changed the tone of how I felt around the holiday. It is absolutely normal to not feel great around the holiday, to have a sense of sadness. I'll even go so far as to say depression. It's okay. I'm here to tell you you're going to be okay. That it's all right to not be all right. And it's definitely all right to tell your friends and family that you're not all right. They may not be able to help you. They may not be able to understand. But just standing in your own person and saying, I'm not okay, is okay. So I came here to give you some tips and things that I have found have helped me to redefine holidays and help me to redefine how I feel about them and to mitigate some of that intense feeling of loss around this season. So these are some of my tips, and I hope that they help you during this time. Okay, so I have my notes here because I want to make sure I cover everything, and I need to keep it clinical because I don't want to bust out crying during this video. But I also experienced that deep sense of loss, and there's no way to avoid it. But there are some things you could do to make it better. Now, I don't know how you experience loss, but I know around the holidays, they're already stressful. You're moving around. During this season with COVID, it could even be worse. That feeling of stress, that feeling of being trapped or not being able to be free in your own mind. So these are some of the tips that I have found help me with the loss of my parents. So the first thing that I do every year is that I visit their gravesite, and I'm not telling everybody to do this, but I visit their gravesite. It actually helps me. I have little gifts that I leave there, like a Christmas tree or flowers, and it really helps to feel connected to them during that time. If that's not your thing, then don't do that. Maybe you can light a candle or say a prayer for them, or just have a good vlogging talk session with them where you just tell them about your year, the challenges, and the things that you are most thankful for. I talk about my parents all the time. That actually helps. Not feeling like you can't talk about the loved one that you've lost anymore will actually help you to feel less burdened. You should want to talk about them. They were significant in your life. They were a driving force. They were someone that you loved and that loved you. So you should want to talk about them. And talking about them is perfectly natural. Find people who will embrace talking about them and sharing memories of the time that you had with them. Another one that I like is to repeat a tradition. My family had a tradition of always getting together on the holidays. And what I had to do was redefine what family was to me, and then repeat that tradition in that environment, whether it's with your biological family, it could be your work family, your church family, it could be your friend group, your fraternity, your sorority, whoever is in your friend group, repeat a tradition with them. One of the traditions that I had was to wrap my mom's gifts. So I still wrap a gift or something and put it underneath the tree. It makes me feel connected to her. My father was the decorator. He loved to put the lights up and all of that. So I've embraced that as a tradition. I decorate my entire home, and it makes me feel connected to them in a way that may not make sense to others, but it makes sense to me in my heart. Another thing that you can do is to use your social media to share memories of the time that you had with your loved one. posting pictures, funny sayings, even jokes. All of that is an outlet in your mind and heart. And so if you can outlet that in your mind and heart, it's something that isn't trapped inside you, and it's not something that will become a burden. It becomes a bright spot of your day because you're going to share all of those memories. So now let me give you some self-care tips. Be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up for having a day where you actually feel depressed about it. Don't allow yourself to wallow in the depression, but give yourself adequate time to recover from the pain and the trauma of the loss of your loved one. So take your time. You may need a mental health day where you go out and do something just for you, or a self-care day where you get a massage or a manicure or a pedicure. Do something for you that will make you feel more like yourself during the holiday season. Find reasons to laugh and to smile. Appreciate the relationships that you still have remaining. And if you don't have any remaining relationships, forge some. Go find some new groups to join. Join a support group, or offer and lend your support to someone else. All of those things will help you during a season where it can become very internalizing, help you to external any of those feelings into the atmosphere, and then you'll be able to feel more like yourself during that season. You may want to avoid gatherings. Do so. If you're having a time where you just don't feel like putting on that Christmas dress or going to an event, COVID has actually made it easier for us to self-contain in our own homes. But when COVID is over, what will you do? Have a plan for how you can turn down invitations without making individuals feel bad and without feeling bad yourself. Come up with a game plan that will work for you of how you're going to deal with any gatherings or invitations during that time. This is a big one. Don't overindulge. When my mom and dad passed away, I did two things. When my father passed away, I gained weight because I overindulged in food. When my mom passed away, I grief shopped and I overindulged in just shopping. Don't overindulge. Whatever your vice may be, whether it's alcohol, drug use, sex even, don't overindulge during this time. Make yourself accountable to yourself for your own self-healing. And if that means signing up for some psychotherapy, signing up for some counseling, talking to friends and family, doing things that you need to do for your own mental health, do those things versus using a vice. And lastly, take care of yourself in this way. Get enough sleep. Sometimes when we are stressed out, when we are grieving, we do not sleep properly. Go to sleep. Take the time to let your body recover and heal naturally. There are only things that happen in your body during the sleep cycle. So make sure you're sleeping well. Eat properly. Get some exercise. All of those things will help you accept your new normal and become more of yourself during that time where you're not really yourself. So I hope some of these tips have helped you. I've had a great support system. My church family is awesome. My work group was fantastic. My immediate sisters and brothers were pretty good during that time. And most importantly, I was good to myself. So be good to you. And if you need someone to talk to, guess what? I'm down in the comments. So if this video has helped you in any way, please like and subscribe. And if you want to chat, I'm always available. Take care, and thanks for joining.